Just this year, Suzuki came out with the all-new GSX-8S, a torque-rich naked motorcycle to compete with the highly popular Yamaha MT-07. Well, now Suzuki just unveiled a fully fared version of this bike called the GSX-8R that competes with the Yamaha R7. But is it better than the R7? Stay tuned.
Let's go for a ride. Subscribe today.
If you want to get my gear like this ultra lightweight carbon fiber helmet, motovlog camera, airbag vest to help keep you safe, all of my gear, I always include links in the description and comment section of my videos.
The all-new Suzuki GSX-8S has proven to be an awesome naked motorcycle for the street that's loaded with bottom-end grunt and torque that actually beat the ever-popular Yamaha MT-07 in a drag race on Bike World recently. Well, now Suzuki has come out with the fully fared version of the GSX-8S called the GSX-8R, and it has that same awesome engine, the 270-degree crank 776cc parallel twin engine that pumps out an 81 horsepower at 8,500 RPMs and 57 pounds-feet of torque at 6,800 RPMs. So this fully fared version's got that same awesome bottom-end grunt and torque, but in a better-looking package that's fully fared. And it has the same frame, the same steel tube frame as the GSX-8S. The electronics are pretty much the same with that awesome ride-by-wire system, 3 riding modes, 3 power settings, traction control, and an up and down quick shifter is all standard on this GSX-8R, which has the same brakes as the 8S. It has dual 4-piston radial mount Nissan calipers at the front with 310mm discs, and at the rear it has a single piston caliper with a 240mm rotor. However, the suspension is a bit different than the 8S, which has a KYB suspension. This 8R has a Showa upside down fork and a Showa shock, and both are non-adjustable other than preload. And with this 8R being a fully fared bike, the front is set up a bit different. Unlike the 8S, the 8R has stacked the LED headlights, mirror, and display mounted on the new fairing as opposed to on the handlebars like the 8S, which makes for less mass on the steering components, which allows for sharper responses. And this 8R has aluminum bars. As far as the rider pegs, they're exactly the same as the 8S. And both bikes have a 3.7 gallon fuel tank, and it has the same TFT display as the 8S. This bike comes in 3 different colors. Here in the US, it comes in metallic Triton blue, pearl ignite yellow, and metallic matte sword silver. And this bike weighs 452 pounds compared to 445 pounds on the 8S. So it weighs 7 pounds heavier than the 8S, which isn't too bad. Pricing $9,439, which is $590 more than the 8S. Is it worth it to pay extra for the fairings? Really, it just comes down to your preference, whether you like a bike with fairings or not. What do you guys think? Would you pay the extra money for this 8R? Now, some of you guys are going to say with the fairings, you're going to get less wind turbulence on you. However, from my experience, the wind really doesn't make that big of a difference unless you're making long trips on the highway. So that's something you want to take into consideration as well. You may be wondering, how does this new Suzuki GSX-8R compare to the ever popular Yamaha YZF R7? Well, first off, the R7 is cheaper than the 8R by $240. The R7 weighs way less, actually 36 pounds less than the 8R, but the 8R has a bit more power. It has 8 more horsepower and 7 pounds-feet more torque. But with that weight difference, that extra power probably won't make much of a difference. We'll have to wait and see when they do a drag race between these two bikes. But the R7 has much better suspension. The R7 has fully adjustable suspension. With the front fork, you can actually adjust the preload, rebound, and compression. And the shock, you can adjust the preload and rebound. On the Suzuki, you can only adjust the preload. Now, as far as fuel tank capacity, the R7 has a little bit less fuel tank capacity. It only has 3.4 gallons versus 3.7 gallons on the Suzuki GSX-8R. So when you compare the specs between both bikes on paper, in my opinion, the Yamaha R7 comes out on top. But we'll have to wait and see when they do the full reviews and compare both bikes head to head to see which one would be the actual winner. In my opinion, the best bang for your buck is probably going to be the Yamaha R7, but I am biased because I do own a Yamaha MT-07 and I absolutely love that bike, which has the same engine as the R7, that awesome cross-plane 2-cylinder engine that sounds amazing.
This is why I love this bike. Oh my gosh, the torque off the line. Woo! Oh man, that torque, boy. I mean, this bike only has what, 70 horsepower, 50 pounds-feet of torque, and the R7 does too. And you're gonna get that same grunt and feel on the R7 as you do on this MT-07. But I tell you, riding the MT-07 out here on the city streets is going to be a whole lot more friendlier as far as your comfort. The R7, you're going to be more in the race position, you know what I'm saying, which is fine, you know what I'm saying, because I rode a CBR 1000 RR and a 600 RR in the race position for years out here on the streets. But honestly, when you start riding a bike like this, it's in a completely upright position almost, is that it is so much more comfortable and relieving. You can put both hands on the bar. You don't have to ride with one hand off like you do the sport bikes. You know what I'm saying? Where you're crouched over, you got to take one hand off to lift yourself up. You can ride with both hands on the bars, and it's a more enjoyable ride. But a lot of you guys get the R7 because of the looks, and that's fine. It's fine to have a good looking bike, but at the end of the day, the looks don't matter once you throw a leg over the bike. If it makes you feel so much better to look at the bike and it makes you feel good, then better than the MT-07, looking at the MT-07, and that's the most important thing to you, then by all means go ahead and get the R7. You can't go wrong with either bike. I'm not hating on the R7 at all. I love all the Yamaha motorcycles. I'm a big Yamaha fanboy, you know what I'm saying? But for me, and like I said, it comes down to preferences. What is good for you? Make sure to hit the thumbs up. It really helps my channel. Make sure to subscribe to my All-in-One Motorcycle channel. Make sure to hit that little bell symbol so you get notified of all my videos. But I release new videos every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So until next time, I'll catch you guys later.
Check out my playlist for new riders and popular videos. Don't forget to comment and subscribe, and check out my other channel, Bug Out Moto, where I customize a van for my motorcycle so I can live in my van with my motorcycle and travel across the country anywhere. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, Bug Out Moto.